Hi, my name is Taylor Sims, and this is my Meaning of Life video. Is there a plan? What if there is no plan? In my opinion, based on my beliefs as a Christian, I believe that God has a plan for everyone. This being said, I don't think that everyone is going to be a Martin Luther King or a Gandhi by any matter. If you think you have a purpose in life, then you will more than likely take the opportunity to do the things that you wouldn't normally do and try to accomplish them in your everyday endeavors. Happiness and material comfort. I feel that happiness is a very key component to a meaningful life, but I don't think that happiness is what makes a meaningful life. You can do other things in your life that bring meaning to it without it bringing happiness. I'm not saying that happiness is not the majority of what you live for in life, but there are things that bring meaning to it. I do agree with the statement that if all you care about is happiness, then you'll never be happy. With anything, if you put all your focus on it and are always looking for it, it will take more time to come to you. It could also never come to you because you have this expectation on what happiness is going to look like when you see it. I feel that if you just let it come to you, it's a lot more worthwhile in the end. And if it's meant to come my way, it will. But if I look for it, I know it's coming, and it just takes longer to reach me. Existentialist or essentialist? Based on the list that we saw in class, I would have to say that I am an essentialist. Although I may disagree with some of the things on the list that were stated about essentialists, the big thing that I do believe in, which puts me on the other side, is that I believe everything happens for a reason. I grew up in a Christian household as well as went to church on a weekly basis. I use church as a way to include myself more and get connected with other kids. I would say that even though I am an essentialist, I do believe in some of the existentialist ideas that were stated on the PowerPoint. Some of the ones that I do agree with are that we are allowed to choose our own leaders. Everyone is reported equal or born equal in life. I don't think that being an essentialist is easy by any means. To me, believing in God is a lot harder than not believing in Him. For the fact that most people don't, including myself at some times, don't believe things that can't be seen. You have to be able to take it with a leap of faith. I know I could be wrong, but I give people the respect to believe what they want to believe, and I should get the same in return. Helping others. I think that everyone should help each other out. I don't think it's a requirement, as well as with other things that we've talked about in class, but I think that it adds some character to your life when helping others out. If you can at least give some rather than giving none, I think that would be a good place to start. I don't think it is necessary that if you are a millionaire to give a ton of money to charities, but I feel that you should share your money to make other lives better. We all know life can throw situations in us that we are not prepared for, such as losing a job or getting a better job. So for me, it all depends on what your life is at that particular time. Love. In my opinion, love is an important component for a meaningful life. The main kinds of love that are important are described as self-love, loving others, loving your family, loving strangers, and loving things. Each of these types of love everyone has experienced or will experience in their lives, and that's why they are important. It all starts with loving yourself, as we read in the last article. To be able to love others and objects, we have to first love ourselves. Because if we can't love ourselves, how can we know how to love other things? The other types of love that I feel are important are the love of others and love of family. If you at least do these, I feel like you can have a good life. Vulnerability and shame. I think the professor is right that a meaningful life requires being vulnerable and not being overtaken by shame. Being vulnerable is a great way to let people into your life and what struggles you have gone through to get to where you are. Vulnerability allows people to see the real you and what things you fear in this world. In my life, I feel most vulnerable when I talk about my failures and my religion. Failure is a very vulnerable thing, but leads you to correct your mistakes and do things better, so it can lead you to a better way of going about things. As for religion, it is a huge thing to me, and I don't judge anyone else, so I don't think it's right for people to judge me. But when someone grills me and asks me questions about my religion and why I think it's right, that's when I get vulnerable. Being vulnerable is not easy. A big thing that I have learned to get over is talking in front of the class. To me, this gets me very vulnerable because all eyes are on me and listening to what I have to say. I don't feel nervous, but everyone's eyes on me makes me feel like they're judging me, and judgment is one of those things that I fear the most. Relationships. In my opinion, relationships are a key to a meaningful life. When I first thought of relationships, I only thought of the most typical thing that people think of, which is a relationship with a significant other. Then I started to think as we were in class that you could have a relationship with almost anything. But relationships are important no matter what or who it is with. We learn from our relationships throughout our lives, and hopefully we can make better ones when some fail. My relationship with my family is the most important above all else. The next thing I would say is the second most important, which is a relationship with myself. I need to be able to have a relationship with myself to know what I want in life and who I want to become. Sometimes my emotions may keep me from doing things I want to, but that is just me learning about myself through this relationship. All these different components we have talked about give my life meaning, and that concludes my Meaning of Life video.